I'm in.
That's you, Mark.
Well, everyone should have that
yeah.
wants to answer it, should, because everyone's done. All right, Chanel, I'll act like this mic's working. That's a great question. So I always start with team members if they're willing to grow. That's the key thing I look at. So try to coach them, see if they're willing to grow. I don't like anyone to be surprised when they're going to be fired. So like as a leader, make sure you've given them a chance. You've explained it very clearly. You can't beat around the bush. You can't think about feelings. You can't sugarcoat. You have to tell them, you can say, I love you, but here's what the problem is, and here's what you need to fix. So you need to fix this. If this doesn't get fixed, and then you see over time how it's going. And after a certain amount of time, if it's not getting better, you have to be clear. If you're not clear with people, we were saying it yesterday, you're being unkind. You're actually not helping them out by enabling them. And I know that because I'm about to pass 2 minutes, huh? So
what's the name of this lady?
it's Chanel. So if they're not, I'll give you the mic. So if they're not willing to grow and you're clear with them, then you need to fire them after a certain point. Because what will happen is you'll start losing other good team members because you're allowing this person to get away with what you're telling everyone else they have to do. And I've learned that the hard way. It's like the basketball coach that won't bench the all-star player that's not following all the rules, and the morale of the whole team doesn't win the championships. When he benches them and says you all have to follow the same rules and guidelines or else we cut you. So all right, who wants the baton next?
I'll say something. Yeah. As someone who owns Chanel, someone who owns a lot of restaurants, I can tell you, stop saying fire. You and I don't fire anybody. That employee fires themselves. So you always need to tell yourself, I'm not firing anybody. What you can give 2 strikes, 3 strikes, 400 strikes. And what you do, it's letting them know. You give the first strike, you tell them you have 3 to 5, okay, you're on number 2. Next time, you're out of here. So get that out. And you talk about when you let them go. If you get cancer, you don't stop the cancer, what happens? It ravages your body. That person will become cancer. Listen, there's two employees you hire. There's an eagle and there's a turkey. If you keep the turkeys around too long, it makes the eagles fly away. So you got to get rid of that turkey. Give them a chance. But like Mark said, if they're not coachable, if they're not teachable, you got to cut that leg off to save the body. But never say you fire anybody. They fire themselves.
Let me give you the 10-second answer. The fact, sorry. Look, so this is like another, no offense, tell me the name is Chanel? Chanel. So like this is an example of one of these really stupid things we get into where we ask ourselves questions we already know the answer to. If you're asking the question, should this person be here, the answer is always no. That's right. So you just say, I'm sorry, it's not working out. And it's really that simple. What you said about fear is the reason why you haven't done it. You might, if it's a salesperson, you're afraid you're going to lose revenue. If it's an IT person, maybe you pay this person money, and you're like, well, if they leave, can I find someone to work for that money? Well, that's a whole nother problem, right? But the fact that you're asking the question tells me the first thing you should do tomorrow is just go fire them. So again, not rocket science, but anyone else want to say something? I think it's like Captain Obvious.
You guys covered that
Captain
clearly.
Obvious, you know.
The only last
I agree with all of you.
Say, going off what Dan just said, 10 seconds exactly, is ask yourself, if they were to come in and want to work for me today, would I hire them again? Knowing what I know now. If the answer is no,
out.
Fire them. Or let them fire themselves.